What is up, guys? This is Fox Gaming, and this is part 5 of my Let's Build a Skyscraper series on YouTube. This is a pig who is chilling by the building we're working on. Where we left off, well, as you can see, I added stuff that would have just been boring to watch, and stuff we've already done. I added these fancy little decorations on the facade, and I added the windows. Now what we're going to do is kind of configure how I'm going to light this floor. And it's probably going to be like I did the lobby. I'm just going to start putting these down. The lighting's probably going to get uneven though, because the walls are actually covering some pillars like that, as you can see, or vertical supports, whatever. And a little kind of, in terms of height for the building, I know I've said it like 100 times. I said like 10-15 floors. All I know is that I want it to be taller than that building over there. Because when I render the skyline, I want this building to actually be able to see it. So it's gonna be pretty tall. What that means for the series is I'm gonna need to know in the comments. Right now I have parts 3, 4 recorded but not released. I have part 1's the only part I released so far. I have 2 finished, and I'm about to upload it to YouTube once I'm done this, and parts 3 and 4 recorded but not edited. But what I want to know is, do you guys want to watch each and every floor be built, or do you want to watch just this one floor and then I'll just duplicate the floor and then start up the series once I get up to the height I want, or at least until the floor plans start changing or I start like doing stuff different? Let me know in the comments. I don't know. Right now what I'm doing is I am extending the walls up to the 5th block. So this means that once I cover up the once I make the roof, the floor plans will actually show through the floor, so I could just build up from that. And that probably made no sense, but you'll know what I mean. And like I said, I was probably going to skip through this, but honestly, it's not going to be that long. I'm just going to do this. What I can talk about, though, I'll just kind of have a topic to talk about while I lay down the floor. And that is frickin' Steam. I've always been a console gamer. That sounded really stupid. I started off playing video games on the console. My first console was the GameCube. Well, actually, that's a complete lie. I started on the computer, but I wasn't a PC gamer. I would play on one of the first Macs when I was little, like back in like the early 2000s. I got SimCity 2000 for like one of the first Apple laptops there were. Not like the first, but like it was when laptops kind of started coming out, and that's what I started playing. But then I kind of didn't think of computers as being like a game console. I always thought, oh, if you want to be a gamer, you got to get a console. So I wanted to get the 360. Well, I first wanted to get the GameCube, which I did. I don't know why. I just knew that my one friend had a GameCube. The first game I ever beat on console was The Matrix, the video game on the GameCube. And I barely even played it. Like, it was mostly me dying and then my friend taking over. And that's kind of how I, quote unquote, beat the game. That was the first console game I had or played. Then I played, what else was it? It was Medal of Honor Rising Sun on the GameCube, which my other friend had, and Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube. So I really wanted a GameCube. Lucky for me, my neighbor was selling a GameCube at a yard sale for like, I think it was like $16. And what's sneaking up behind me? It was my cat. God, that scared the crap out. I'm like in my basement and it's dark and my cat snuck up on me. But where was I? I finally got a GameCube. My friend let me borrow like all his games, like Crazy Taxi, and I didn't have a TV to hook it up to. I had a TV, but it was really old. It was one of those tube TVs, and it was even too old for a GameCube. So I hooked it up to this giant projector in my room, in my basement, which is really cool. But it was always kind of fuzzy because I could never really adjust it to be in focus that well. But that's kind of how I started console gaming. And I always thought of gaming as like, oh, you can't really. But then I started realizing that PC gaming was a thing and that it was a big thing. And it was just as respected, if not more, than console gaming. And well, I'm not done with my console experience. I asked for an Xbox 360 one Christmas, and my parents aren't necessarily tech savvy, and they ended up getting me an Xbox original, which I was kind of pissed at first, but then like looking back, like I enjoyed the thing. I had Halo 2, 007 Agent Under Fire, which is like a sequel to the sequel to GoldenEye, I think. And that was a really fun game. My friend actually had it for the GameCube, and I played it before getting it for the Xbox. And I had Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay, which is a really good kind of stealth first-person shooter game. Then I finally got the Xbox 360 Elite, and that's what I'm playing on now. I've had it for 6 years without a problem, or 7 years actually, with no problems. It was in 2009. That's like right when Modern Warfare 2 came out. And I didn't really get it for Modern Warfare 2. I actually got it for Fear 2. I was really into watching like top 10 scary games, and I really wanted to just get it for horror games. And so I got Fear 2. Not that scary. It's kind of like a first-person shooter. I was expecting more scares than I got. But I got Modern Warfare 2. I love that game. I know I made a video a while ago, which I kind of disagree with now. Just kind of dissing Call of Duty. While I can't critically call Call of Duty a good game, I loved Modern Warfare 2, mostly because it kind of brought me closer to my friends. Like, when we couldn't hang out, we could always jump on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and just, like, yell and just be stupid together, which was a lot of fun. I kind of miss that now. I still play games with my friends. I actually play Left 4 Dead with my friend on the PC, which is fun. But yeah, and that's actually what I'm going to talk about now, PC gaming. If you're not into PC gaming, I would, as a console gamer, as like someone who loves console and is playing on one right now, you're actually watching commentary from the Xbox. Like you probably already know. Even though I have the buttons turned off, actually, I'm gonna change that. User interface. Huh. That's weird. I don't know why it doesn't display the buttons, but oh well. Well, you can see them now, but it doesn't display the buttons for some reason. I definitely look into PC gaming if you want to take your gaming experience further. And I'm not like saying, I'm not talking graphics. Like I don't play pixels. I play games. I don't care about the graphics. But just in terms of like, I mean, my PC costs $700, $800, I think. But in terms of games, like Steam is just amazing. I bought 7 games, I think, with $40, and they're not just like obscure indie games like Just Cause 2, Left 4 Dead. I got for free actually. What was it? Far Cry 3, Blood Dragon, BioShock, all of that, and Counter-Strike Source, Gary's Mod, all that. I paid $40. And that's not counting all the free-to-play games. There's a shitload of free-to-play games. There's there's the BeamNG kind of tech demo, which is a hell of a lot more fun than a lot of the games I play on the Xbox. There's Team Fortress 2. There's Gotham City Imposters. There's a whole lot of games that are it's just you get a lot more games for a lot less, and Steam is just a wonderful service. And I'm pretty sure, I think, and it is digital, like, I just download all of them, and I have the space on my computer, but, like, if something ever happens to Steam, I'm pretty sure their policy, sorry, I had to get situated, their policy is, if, like, something ever happens to Steam, like, you actually own the game. Sometimes people are like, when you download games digitally, you don't own the game, you own the rights to the game. Well, Steam is, if something ever happens to Steam, you still own the games, and they actually let you burn the games to a disc, if I heard correctly, which is cool. So, like, you have these games, and, like, there's actually some substance to them. And I just, like, I spent, like, I don't think there's one game that I didn't spend at least $60 on the console. And although I do buy a lot of AAA games, like, just $40 bought me 6 games. Like, you just get a better deal on the PC. Which, I'm not trying to diss the console. I love console gaming. I think that the, like, PC master race is kind of stupid. Like, I mean, come on. Just 'cause, like, you think it's a better experience on the PC doesn't mean consoles don't deserve the right to exist. And I know that, like, the PC master race is kind of satire and kind of came from the whole Yahtzee or whatever kind of coined the phrase to just kind of make fun of how elitist PC gamers are. And it's true, there are people who are, like, legitimately, like, crazy on the PC front. Like, I know people who are just like death to consoles, which is stupid. But, you know, I think consoles are good, but I really am liking, like, I was slow to the PC. Like, I bought my PC, and like I said, I think in part 4, my PC's kind of like, I don't like the build quality of it. It feels kind of flimsy for $800. And I feel like something internally is wrong with it. I feel like, cause like I always get high CP. It's an iffy kind of computer, but man, Steam and the amount of games you can get on, and they have sales like all the time, and I just messed this up, damn it. Like, I mean all the time. And you just get really good deals on games. So I'm not trying to diss console, I'm just saying if you want good deals on games and you're thinking of going to PC, I definitely recommend it. As someone who was kind of skeptical, I still kind of am. Actually, no, I'm not. What am I talking about? Just, I'd recommend going PC. And I'm not saying ditch console. I'm going to stay on console. I'm going to keep building Minecraft, Xbox, at least until they get Forge for the PC. And even then, I'm still going to build on Minecraft, because honestly, the creative version of Minecraft on the PC is inferior to this one. Like, I mean, I know there's a whole, like, it's on the Xbox, and there's low rendered, like, everything that's wrong with the Xbox, of all the things that are wrong with the Xbox, they got creative, they got it super right compared to the PC, because the PC, the controls are weird, but Xbox, they nailed it. Like, just doing this, like, playing on the PC, if you've played creative mode on the PC, fly mode is, like, terrible. Like, it's like you're floating, it's like you're kind of sliding on ice. Like, when you go forward, like, you don't stop immediately. When you stop, you kind of, like, have, like, the sliding forward for a little bit after you stop, which is really annoying. And I don't know, I just like creative on the Xbox better, but I'm gonna stop talking about that. I just kind of started on the next floor, so I guess, like, what I could do is, if you guys want me to just build every floor in the Let's Build instead of skipping the ones, like skipping the repeated floors, I could just kind of talk about different things, which is gonna be hard, and maybe I'll go stale every once in a while and just kind of like be boring. But I mean, this works, I guess talking about different topics for 20 minutes. What else is there to talk about? Gaming related. Doesn't always have to be gaming related. What did I guess I could tell you what games I got. I probably already did, but Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. I saw a Rageaholic review of that. For those of you who don't know who the Rageaholic is, I'd definitely suggest checking out his channel. I don't always agree with the guy. Like, there are a lot of times where I don't. But part of good content on, like, if you like a channel just because you agree with what the person says, like, I don't think that's not how I do it. What am I even saying? What I'm trying to say is, like, part of liking a channel is agreeing with the person, and the other part is if they're actually making quality content. And the Rageaholic, I don't always agree with them, but like the quality and like the humor that goes into his videos is really good, so I check him out. His channel is like X Razor Fist X, which may sound silly, but he actually said he doesn't really like it. And his channel and his kind of series is called the Rageaholic. He does vlogs, video game reviews, like those crappy 80s action movies that everyone loves, like Commando and Cobra. He does reviews of those, which are hilarious. And just kind of like top 5, like he does like this series, like Modern Warfare or Call of Duty versus Battlefield, and those are pretty funny because he hates both of them. So yeah, I got Far Cry, Blood Dragon, BioShock, which I never actually owned it. I'm talking about the original BioShock. I'm not talking about Infinite. I borrowed it from a friend. I completed it on the Xbox. I love the game, and I kind of want to have a copy of it. So now I have a digital copy of it on the PC. I'm going to play that. I may actually record some gameplay. Although, I may be wrong, but I don't think there's a way to hook up the PVR to the same computer you're using to record. But I could be wrong. I'll look into that, and if that's true. Because I don't really like VLC Media Player. I don't like using software to record game footage, which I am right now, but, like, you know what I mean. I kind of like hardware doing all the capturing because, like, it kind of, there's some frame rate issues and stuff, I think. I don't know. I'm not very tech savvy, but, so I got BioShock. Just Cause 2. That is a stupid game, but it is so much fun. It's a sandbox. It's a really basic sandbox. I wish they did more with it. Like, there's a lot of destructibility, I guess. Destruction in it. But it's kind of limited. Like, you can't really go into buildings. You can't customize stuff. It's just kind of a limited game, but on the PC it must be nice. And also there's the multiplayer mod on the PC, which is free. I got that. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to play it with my friend. Maybe he'll do some videos with me. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll talk with him. If you guys want to see gameplay other than Minecraft, which I'm going to do eventually, whether it be on the Xbox or the PC. I was thinking of doing some Battlefield 3 Jihad Jeep stuff, where I, like, code a Jeep in C4 and run it into enemy stuff and blow it up. Although that's been done a lot, I don't know. Just throwing ideas out there. Yeah, like, so Just Cause 2, System Shock 2, that's an old game. It was, like, before BioShock, there was System Shock. And it's like a sci-fi horror slash kind of adventure game set in first person. Looks like a lot of fun. Although, I'm gonna have to look up the controls because, like, it uses a lot of kind of words to describe buttons that I don't know, like, at all. Like, I couldn't even get through the tutorial because it was like, use the blank button, and, like, I was like, what is that? or the blank key. I have no idea what key it's referring to. But I'm definitely going to play that game once I find out the freaking controls to it. And like I said, free to play games, Team Fortress 2. I got Counter-Strike Source for like $7.99, I think. And the only reason I got that was for Gmod. I don't know if you guys watch CNanners, but he does the prop hunt and like Treble and Terrace Town videos. And that game's through Gmod, or those game types are through Gmod. And you can get Gmod on its own, but to play those games, you kind of need sources from Counter-Strike Source and games like that. So I got that game, so now I can play Trouble in Terrace Town, Prop Hunt, those kind of games, and I'll probably do some gameplay of that, because those are some funny games. I need to get a headset, though, for the PC. I don't have one. Well, I probably have a really bad one just lying around somewhere, but I should get a decent headset. And I was in Best Buy today, and I saw one for like $29, and it actually looked decent. It was Turtle Beach, but I don't know. They could be cheap. I'll look into it, do some research before I buy something. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing in gaming. I don't really know what to talk about. So pretty much what I'm doing, if you haven't already been watching for the past 20 minutes, I'm just kind of repeating the floor I did below. If you want me to do this, like I said 100 times, let me know in the comments section. If you want me to just do this and talk about stuff, or you want me to just skip that and come back to this series once I'm done building these kind of copy-paste floors and start it up again when like the building changes. Because really you could build this as high up as you want. It would start to look stupid after probably 20 floors, because it's a slender building. It's not very big. I usually try and keep the dimensions above 30 blocks, and one of the sides is only like 25 on this building. So like a lot of the buildings on this map are no smaller than 30 by 30, because like I tried to make these as, and plus the bigger you build, the more detailed you could make it. Like if I looked at the render and like just all like the little things on the roofs and like little antennas and stuff, like they look more realistic and they look smaller. Like it looks like there's more detail if you build bigger, you know? Because like when you build smaller, I don't know, there's not as much room to, and plus everything kind of looks bigger by comparison. Alright, I need to look on this other floor as to where I started the, so it started with iron. Alright. And after this, after doing the lights, I will end the video because it's getting near the, 23-minute mark. And I'm sorry, like, critique me like crazy in the comments, because I want to know, like, am I doing something wrong? Like, what do you guys think? I enjoy making these, but like, part of these are to be informal and entertaining, and I don't know if what I'm doing, if it's too long or if there's too much fat that I could cut out, make them shorter, sweeter, and more to the point. I don't know. Just let me know in the comments. That's your way of communicating, because you can affect the outcome of my content. But I think I'm gonna end it now. So we got, it's now 1, 2, 3, it's now 4 stories kind of high, with a 2-story lobby and then 2 regular floors. There's a cow trying to get into the building, but he's not. I'm gonna end it with me killing this cow. This has been Fox Gaming, part 5, I think. Part 5. Be sure to check out part 6 when it comes out, part 4, part 3, part 2, part 1. Any of the parts that you want to look at or none of them if you don't want to look at any. Here's the lobby. Here's the outside of the building. It looks awesome. This has been Fox Gaming. See ya.